What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Nderitu, back at it again at Nderitu Basketball HQ. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm back with another video. So this is a part 3 of the free agency edition, NBA free agency edition. So without further ado, let's just get the usual. Please be sure to like the video. Make sure if you like the video. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notification posts. Watch the video till the end. Make sure to comment what you think in the comment section. It helps me out a ton. And without further ado, man, let's just get into it. So we have free agent Markeith Morris is finalizing a 1-year deal with the Miami Heat. Sources told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. Morris averaged 6.7 points in 61 games with the Lakers last season. So you see Markeith Morris wasn't able to, stay with the Lakers roster because, the Russell Westbrook came in. He had a huge contract. He's currently the highest paid player in the Lakers with a $44 million salary. So, the Lakers, have to, cut some pieces. So, Markeith Morris had to go. Alex Caruso had to go. Dennis Schroeder is up in the air. Maybe he's going to go because, got Russell Westbrook. So, and also there are a few signings that the Lakers have made. So, the other guys just had to walk. So, Markeith Morris was one of them, so the Lakers just had to let him go because they didn't have money to give him. So yeah, so he's gonna sign a 1-year deal with the Miami Heat, and the Miami Heat are back with the Avengers Initiative, like the same one that LeBron and Wade and Bosh did in 2010. So Miami Heat is just collecting a lot of pieces at this point. And moving on. Andre Iguodala. The Miami Heat are declining the $15 million team option for Andre Iguodala's contract, making him a free agent next season. Sources told ESPN Adrian Wojnarowski. So at this point, I don't know what Andre Iguodala what he wants. I don't know what he thinks he wants because this is a guy who he has been in the playoffs, been there, done that. He went to the NBA Finals 5 times. The Warriors won 3 of them. This guy won the Finals MVP in 2015. He won 3 titles with the Warriors. He went back to the finals with the Miami Heat. So I'm not sure what team's gonna pick him up. Maybe he's just gonna give them some veteran presence because this guy just achieved every objective set ahead of him, especially in the playoffs with the Warriors. So came off the bench for the Warriors. He didn't want to come off the bench because most of the time he was a starter, so I'm not sure where he's gonna go, but we just have to wait and see any news about him. But currently he's still a free agent, so let's see what team is gonna pick him up. Then we got Goran Dragic. As the Miami Heat set up a run at free agent point guard Kyle Lowry. Miami Heat already acquired Kyle Lowry. I addressed this other video, so this news came previously before the Kyle Lowry thing, but after news of the Heat declining Andre Iguodala's contract next season, Miami picked up the $19.4 million option for Goran Dragic's deal as a possible precursor to utilize his contract as part of a potential sign and trade with the Toronto Raptors, to get Kyle Lowry. So the Miami Heat was smart at this. They picked up that that player option for. They picked up that option for Goran Dragic so that they can, utilize him in a sign-and trade to match salaries for that sign-and trade for Kyle Lowry. So it was a good get. But, I just hope, Goran Dragic, after making the finals in 2020, he can try to, help Pascal Siakam and Fred VanVleet and also Masai Ujiri in the Raptors because at this point, it just made no sense for him to stay with the Miami Heat because, they just got pretty stacked at this point. So, yeah, the Miami Heat, man, they're just making that move to get back to the finals. So, Goran Dragic, adios. Then we've got Mike Conley. We've got all-star guard Mike Conley is staying with the Utah Jazz after agreeing to a 3-year, $72.5 million deal with the Jazz. His agent, Steve Humanen, just told ESPN. So, I don't know what the Jazz are doing at this point. Mike Conley is not getting younger through the years. That was a massive overpay for a guy like Mike Conley. This is a guy who, he should earn at best 12 to 15 million. I don't know why the Jazz are throwing that much money at that guy because they have to, give Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert some wiggle room, especially especially when it comes to getting players around them, because overpaying for not Kyle Lowry, overpaying for Mike Conley like that, it may prove detrimental for the team. So they need to take every signing that they're making very seriously. And also, I feel like they just overpay this guy, and the Jazz are gonna regret this if Mike Conley doesn't deliver for the Jazz this season, because last season he was struggling with injuries. Also Donovan Mitchell was struggling with injuries. But this guy, if he doesn't make some serious noise in the playoffs, I just feel like they're just gonna do it. They're just gonna do him a Kemba Walker. Like they're just gonna trade him. He's gonna get bought out. He's gonna sign a minimum deal with another team, and the league right now is not playing. So that's that. Then we got Montrezl Harrell. So Montrezl Harrell, discussed him previously in the previous video. This was before the Lakers pulled the trigger on that Russell Westbrook trade, that blockbuster trade. Trez is now a Wizard. So the Lakers center Montrezl Harrell is opting into his $9.7 million option for the 2021-2022 season. Sources told ESPN agent Wojnarowski the move will allow the Lakers to move forward on a deal discussed to acquire Sacramento Kings guard Buddy Hield for Harrell and for Kyle Kuzma. So this trade for Buddy Hield didn't fall through, but they eventually pulled off the Russell Westbrook blockbuster trade where they used him, Kyle Kuzma, and KCP in a 2021 first round pick for this year's draft. To bring in Russell Westbrook. So he's now a Wizard. I know he left the Clippers. He won the Sixth Man of the Year award in 2020, but he thought he could win a chip with the Lakers. They got knocked out in the first round, and he was just used as trade bait after he opted into his $9.7 million. I mean, too bad for Montrezl Harrell. He's not gonna win a championship with the Wizards anytime soon. We just have to wait for next season that he signs to a contender on a minimum deal. So that's that. Then we got the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks made a pair of moves to retain two players, agreeing to 3-year deals with guard Alec Burks, $30 million, and center Nerlens Noel, $32 million. Sources told ESPN agent Wojnarowski. So these are two guys, that helped Julius Randle make the 4th seed with the New York Knicks. Although they got beat in the first round by the Atlanta Hawks in 5 games, it's pretty important to keep this core of players, so that they can be able to, work together and, try to bring the New York Knicks to somewhat of prominence, because, the New York Knicks made moves. They re-signed Derrick Rose. They recently, acquired Kemba Walker from being bought out from the Oklahoma City Thunder. So every piece, and also Julius Randle signed that, massive extension. So it's very important for the Knicks to, keep the core that, they had success with. So it wouldn't be advisable for them to, let these guys walk. So it's a good get, So then we got free agent Norman Powell agreed to a 5-year, $90 million deal to return to the Portland Trailblazers. His agent Thaddeus Fosha told ESPN's agent Wojnarowski. So this guy was a pretty good guy. I knew him from that team that made the finals. Pretty sure they made the finals and won it in 2019. So Norman Powell was very underrated, and he just proved himself. He can handle the hot lights. He can handle the spotlight, especially in the playoffs and the finals. He was utilized in the trade. He got swapped for Gary Trent Jr. and right now he's thriving with the Blazers. So that's that. So I mean, he earned every money. He just collect the bag and just move on, because that's might probably be the most money that he's gonna make in his career. Who knows? But it's pretty good. I mean, the Blazers' first priority is to put as much talent around Damian Lillard so that they can make some serious noise in the playoffs. So losing a crucial piece like a Norman Powell isn't an option. So they just had to sign him to that 5-year, $90 million deal. So that's that. Then we've got free agent Patty Mills has agreed to a 2-year, $12 million deal with the Brooklyn Nets. His agent Steve Human told ESPN agent Wojnarowski. Yeah, the deal includes a player option. So Patty Mills, I mean, this guy, man, I mean, he balled out in the Olympics with the Boomers in Australia. I mean, that guy But he just had to go to the Brooklyn Nets. I feel like the window for the Spurs to contend, we really shut down. When they traded for DeMar DeRozan and got rid of Kawhi Leonard in 2018. So I mean, getting back to that level where they can contend has been pretty challenging for them. So Patty Mills, he has to ring chase with the Brooklyn Nets. I feel like the Brooklyn Nets are trying to stack up the decks that they can get back. So that's that. So Patty Mills, that's a good solid pickup. You can be a backup point guard to Kyrie. Spencer Dinwiddie, he signed with the Wizards, 3 years, $62 million. So Patty Mills, he's gonna find a spot off the bench. So that's that. Then we got the Portland Trailblazers will not extend their $7 million qualifying offer to Zach Collins, making him a free agent. So I mean, this guy's just gonna walk from the Blazers. He showed a lot of promise in 2019 as a good shot blocker, but need decent big, but things didn't work out with the Blazers, so he just had to walk. So that's that. Not much to say about that. Just hope a contending team can recognize his talent and just pick him up, because he's pretty underrated. He's pretty good, so he just has to find a place. There's no point for him to not find a team in this free agency period. He has to find a team, and I'll be happy to report on it. And also, we've got the Cleveland Cavaliers acquiring Timberwolves guard Ricky Rubio in exchange for Taurean Prince. Sources told ESPN Adrian Wojnarowski. Minnesota will also receive a 2022 second-round pick and future cash consideration. So this is a swap. I can say that this is just an underrated swap. Ricky Rubio, he played with the Wolves this last season. Also, Taurean Prince, he played for the Cavs. So, this is a very good swap because, D'Angelo Russell, he needs some time with the ball, I don't know. This is just a solid trade. Not much to comment on that, but, this guy, man, Ricky Rubio, I'm not sure what Ricky Rubio is doing at this point, because he was drafted with the Minnesota Timberwolves. He bounced around the league. He played for the Suns. He came back to the Bulls after one season. Things didn't work out. He got swapped. So I don't know, man. I don't know about Ricky Rubio, man. But moving forward, then we've got free agent Robin Lopez. He has agreed to a 1-year, $5 million deal with the Orlando Magic. Sources told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski Lopez, 33, averaged 9 points and 3.8 rebounds per game last season with a backup role of the Wizards. So I feel like, this is just an underrated pickup. No much expectations for Robin Lopez, although this guy's just known for his memes. This Robin Lopez, I just know Brook Lopez, he won the championship with the Bucks, but, this guy, man, no expectations on this guy. So you're just signed to an exception with the Magic. Maybe, he can just, try to ball out and get a big contract next offseason. So that's that. Not much to say on Robert Lopez, although the memes are just going to get funnier, especially with the Orlando Magic. Then we've got free agent Rodney Hood has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Milwaukee Bucks. Agent Ty Sullivan, Austin Brown, and Aaron Mitz told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski Hood is another perimeter shooter for the Bucks as they attempt to defend the title. So this is a guy, he can shoot the 3 ball. And that's what the Bucks need, because they lost PJ Tucker, they lost Brian Forbes. They're trying to make it up by bringing shooters like a shooter like Rodney Hood to the team. So this is a very solid pickup for the Milwaukee Bucks, considering the fact that they lost PJ Tucker and Brian Forbes. So that's that. Then we've got free agent Rudy Gay has agreed to a 2-year deal with the Utah Jazz, play option for the second year. His agent Raymond Brothers told ESPN Adrian Wojnarowski. Entering his 16th season, Gay has averaged 6.8 points per game over his career. 16.8 points over his career. So you can see this guy. I remember him from his Memphis days where he was balling out. He went to the Spurs. It wasn't working for him under Greg Popovich. So he just needs to change his scenery to But it was heavily rumored that he was gonna go to the Lakers, but it didn't fall through. So he's going to go to the Jazz, a 2-year deal. They just hope this guy, balls out and gets the opportunity playing around Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, and Rudy Gobert. So, he has to do something to prove himself, be able to, get over the playoff hump because he wasn't in the playoffs last season, this season. So that's that. So this guy, man, I still believe in him, and he can be a good contributor. So yeah, that's Rudy Gay. Then, just to bring it up again, the confirmed salary cap / tax numbers for the 2021-2022 season here are $112 million for the cap and $136 million for the tax threshold, according to ESPN's Bob Marks. So if you pass $136.6 million, you're gonna trigger the luxury tax, and teams don't want to do that. So that's that. Then we've got the two-time MVP Steph Curry has agreed to a 4-year, $215 million extension with the Golden State Warriors. His agent Jeff Austin told ESPN Adrian Wojnarowski. So the deal makes Curry the first player in NBA history to sign 2 career $200 million plus contracts. So Stephen Curry, the two-time MVP, unanimous MVP. I mean, he's just phenomenal at this point. I mean, everybody shouldn't hate on this man because he revolutionized the 3-ball. He brought some excitement and scoring outside the 3. He was part of that 73-9 Warriors. He won 3 championships. I mean, he's just done everything he had to do. So he deserves every single penny / dollar in that contract because Stephen Curry made the Warriors the Warriors. So the Warriors are nothing without Steph Curry. That's that. So Steph Curry is the truth, especially with the 3-ball. Then we've got the Sacramento Kings have tendered a qualifying offer to the guard Terence Davis, making him a free agent. Sources told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski Davis averaged 11 points in 27 games with the Kings after being traded by the Toronto Raptors in March. So I mean, there's not much expectations of this guy. So he just has to ball out, and depending on which team that he goes to, at this point it's not reported yet. But I mean, 11.1 points in 27 games is not bad. But coming off the bench, I wouldn't reject him coming off the bench. If you're signing to a team, he just has to come off the bench and accept the bench roles. At that point. So that's that. Then we've got the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls have guaranteed the contracts of Thaddeus Young, $14.2 million, and Tom Satoransky, $10 million. ESPN Bob Marks reported the Bulls are now have $96.3 million in guaranteed contracts, but technically over the cap because of the $20.2 million cap hold on Lauri Markkanen. So Thaddeus Young, he was utilized in a trade that sent him to the Spurs in exchange for, DeMar DeRozan. So he's no longer playing for the Bulls. So this happened before the trade for DeMar DeRozan. So that's that. So Thad Young is now a Spur, and DeMar DeRozan is now a Bull, because right now, I mean, the Bulls are just going into a splash because they got Alex Caruso, they got DeMar DeRozan, they got Lonzo Ball. So that squad is looking pretty neat. They got Kobe White already on the roster. So yeah, man, that's that. So the Bulls are really, really pushing in this offseason so that they can make at least make the playoffs. The last time in the playoffs was, I think, 2017. So they have to make a playoff push next season, and they're trying to put all the arsenal together this offseason so they can make that thing a reality. So that's that. Then we've got free agent Tony Snell, 29, has agreed to a deal with the Portland Trail Blazers. A source told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski Snell shot a career best 56.9% from 3 last season as a member of the Atlanta Hawks. So he's a member of the Atlanta Hawks. He is a part of that team that made it to the East Finals, and they upset the 1-seeded Sixers. They beat the Knicks in the first round, but they fell to the Bucks in 6 games in the East Finals. So he's part of that. It's gonna bring experience to the Blazers. So, and that's what's neat. That's what the Blazers need. The Blazers just need everybody they're gonna get, because they're losing Zach Collins. So they just have to make sure that they surround as much talent as they have or they can around Damian Lillard. So that's that. Then we got the Atlanta Hawks All-Star guard Trae Young has agreed to a 5-year, $207 million designated rookie maximum extension. His agent Omar Wilkes told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, I mean, this is the franchise guy for the Atlanta Hawks right now. This guy just deserved every single dime on that. So the Atlanta Hawks are making big moves. You know, they've given Trae Young $207 million, that extension. He gave then they gave Zach Collins that $125 million for 5 years. So they're locked in that core duo of Trae Young and John Collins. So, and also they got Clint Capella. They got solid players. They got Lou Williams inside there. They got Kevin Huerter. I mean, so whatever it takes for the Hawks to, you know, get back to the East Finals, and we'll possibly make the finals, but that's a stretch. Because like the Bulls are making a playoff push. They're gonna be making a playoff push. The Bucks are trying to go back to back. You know, the Brooklyn Nets will be back. The Sixers, who knows? I mean, the Knicks. I mean, they just had to give him that extension, but he earned it. Especially in his first postseason, making it all through the East Finals. So, yeah, man, he earned every dime on that contract. Then we've got free agent Trevor Ariza has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. His agent Aaron Mitz, Steve Human, and Erica Ruiz told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. So the Lakers are just trying to get everybody they can get. So this is a $1 million deal. So I remember Trevor Ariza was part of that 09 squad that was with Kobe Bryant. They won the title in 09. So, I mean, he's just coming back to, you know, run it back again, pick up where he left off. So, Trevor Ariza, I know there's a historic beef between Trevor Ariza and LeBron James, but they just have to, you know, shove it in the trash can so that they can win the championship together. So, yeah, man, that beef dates back in, you know, 03, even before they got drafted. They were high school players. So, yeah, man, there's a whole story about that. So, that's that. So, I just hope this guy can be a key contributor for the Lakers this coming season. Then we've got the Chicago Bulls guard Zach LaVine, who's eligible for a contract extension, reiterated Monday that he wants to be rewarded for his all-star level to play, but will work with the team's front office as it looks to use cap space for new talent. So I just want my respect. That's the main thing. LaVine stayed ahead of Team USA's Olympic quarterfinals game against Spain on Tuesday. LaVine, 26, has 1 season left on his contract at $19.5 million. So this guy is looking for money, max money. He just wants the bag for at least, you know, if he's given like a 5-year, $120 million extension, that can be great for the Bulls. So that's the one he wants, essentially. So, I mean, you can say from this guy, he just wants the bag for himself because he just wants to be rewarded for his skill and his talent and his contribution on the court. Because this guy's an all-star. I just want to see this guy, you know, make an all-star team, make an all-NBA team next season. Because this is going to be his contract year. So, yeah, man, that's it. I mean, but, you know, I mean, the Bulls are just stacking up the deck. They're just stacking up talent, you know. This year, the Bulls have to make the playoffs. They have to make the playoffs. I mean, they got DeMar DeRozan, they got Alex Caruso, they've got Alonzo Ball, you know, Zach LaVine is still on the roster, Kobe White, among other players. So they just have to do it. So I just hope the Bulls can compensate, you know, Zach LaVine and give him like a 5-year on $25 million extension. That can be great. So, yeah, but hey, who knows what's going to happen with the Bulls. So, I mean, that's that. So if you guys like the video, make sure to leave your feedback down in the comment section down below. I'll be dropping another video for part 4 later. And yeah, man, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notification posts. And yeah, man, with that being said, man, I'm out. Peace.